This tutorial will show you everything there is to know about the project-aware Dive Against Debris app for mobile devices. We will cover downloading the app, how to log in, what you will find and how you can submit your Dive Against Debris data, and all you will need is your mobile device. Firstly, we will start by downloading the app. Now, depending on if you have an iPhone or Android, you will need to go to the App Store or the Play Store. Search for Project Aware and it should be the first option to come up. Once the app is downloaded, click to open it and you are presented with the option to log in with your MyOcean account or to create a new account. If you have never signed up to join the MyOcean community, then you will need to follow the option to create a MyOcean account, and this will take you through to the website. It only takes a few minutes to fill in your details, and it is only the fields marked with an asterisk that are required to complete the form. Once you have done this, you can then return to the app and log in. In order to log in, first you will need to enter your MyOcean username. This is the username you inserted when you first created the account and not your email address. Unless, of course, you made your email address your username. Once you enter this correctly and click Next, you are prompted to fill in your password. Remember, both your username and your password are case and space sensitive, so take extra care that they are entered correctly. Then click Login and you arrive on the Pending Surveys page. If you look towards the top of your screen, you will see there are three sections: Pending, Approved and Drafts. Listed in the Pendings tab is all the surveys that have been completed and submitted but are awaiting manual quality review from the Project Aware end. All the surveys that have been submitted and passed quality review will automatically move from the pending list into the approved list. You can also enable notifications on your mobile settings for this, so the app will tell you when the survey has been approved. Under the Drafts tab will be where all your incomplete surveys are saved if they aren't ready to be submitted yet. However, remember not to log out or close the app with your surveys in the Drafts section, as they will not be saved. So now we've gone through the main pages on the app, we are now ready to dive right in and submit our marine debris data. To start this, click on the yellow plus that is near the bottom right corner of your screen. This brings up the Dive Against Debris survey statement. This is to double check that you have read and followed the survey guide for carrying out your survey. You agree and understand that the debris you are submitting is underwater debris collected from the floor while on scuba, and you agree that one submission equates to one survey dive and that the data will be shared with our MyOcean community. If you agree to all of this, click Agree and you can then proceed with submitting your data. You will now be presented with 8 different sections or pages which follow the layout of the data card. So let's begin on page 1. The first field you come across is the survey site name, a required field which is usually the name of your dive site. In the example data I'm entering, my dive site name is Dredger Portland. Next is the team leader name, where you can put the dive centre, the person leading the dive, or alternatively you can leave it blank. For this demonstration, I will leave this blank for now. The number of participants is also a required field. The participants counted should only be the people who have been underwater on scuba removing marine debris as part of this survey. Volunteers on land or freedivers and snorkelers who assist with bringing debris to shore and sorting it can be entered to the additional information on the last page. In this example, there were only 2 scuba divers. Once you have completed all the required fields on a page, as we have for page 1, you will see a bubble appear over the page number at the top of your screen, marking that you have completed the page and helping you to track your progress if you decide to save the survey as a draft and return to complete it later. On to the second page, and the first field required is the survey date. This will automatically show us the date you are entering the data, but this should be the date that you completed the survey. So for my data entry, we conducted our survey on the 20th of August 2019. Organisation or dive centre name can be left blank if you are not part of a group conducting this survey, which is what I will do in this instance. Page 3 is where you can add the coordinates for the dive, another required field. Once you click Add Coordinates, a box will appear to remind you that your coordinates should be located in the water within your surveyed dive site. To proceed, you will need to click OK. So when you open this page, the app will automatically use your device's GPS to display your current location. This is really useful if you are plotting the coordinates while diving from a boat. Otherwise, if you are entering your data after your dive or diving from the shore, you will have to move the map to your dive site location while the pin will stay fixed. Remember to zoom in as much as possible to get the best accuracy. If you are struggling with placing your coordinates, we recommend you put them near your entry or exit point, as this way you know you would have covered this within your dive. You can also manually enter the coordinates in a decimal format down the bottom of the screen, and the map will move accordingly. Don't forget to enter any minuses as needed, depending on where you are in the world. Once you are happy with the placement of your coordinates, click Drop Pin and then press Confirm to save them. This will take you back to page 3. The remaining fields on this page to add in are the city, state or province, country and weather conditions. The city, state or province and weather conditions are not necessarily required, but the more information we can have about your survey, the better. However, the country field is required, and this is the country that the survey was conducted. Moving on to page 4, and the first thing that is required is to add the area. Much like when entering the coordinates, when you click on Add an Area, a pop-up will appear reminding you that you should only submit an area of the seabed that you surveyed on your dive. It also reminds you to zoom in as much as possible for the best possible accuracy. So click OK. First, it is best to use the toggle switch at the bottom of the page to choose between feet or meters for what units you prefer your area to be in. The area measurement I took was in meters. The map will automatically position to where your coordinates were placed, so you can then zoom in on that point. To draw the area, click on the green button, select Dive Area, and then you can draw the area with your finger. If you have made a mistake, you can just draw the area again, as your old path will be deleted to draw a new one. If you need to reposition the map, however, select the red button to delete the path and reposition the map. Alternatively, just like with the coordinates, you can manually type in the area if you know it, which is what I will do. Then to finish, click Save and you will be taken back to page 4. The next field to enter is the average survey duration per buddy pair. If you click on the little eye to the right of the screen, there is a useful reminder of how to calculate the average dive time if you had multiple groups taking part in your survey. As there was only 2 of us and our dive time was 27 minutes, our survey duration was 27 minutes. The next field down is the survey depth range. There is also another toggle switch to choose between feet and meters, and it's recommended that you set this before entering your minimum and maximum depths. Here it is also important to remember that you should not enter 0 as your minimum depth, as we do not accept surface or beach debris in our database. So for this example, my survey depths were between 6 and 8 meters. The dominant substrate is what you see most of on the floor that is naturally there, and you have some different options to choose from. There is also the option to add other if the substrate at your dive site is not covered in these categories. For my dive site, this is sand. For the ecosystem and wave conditions are only given in meters, but we advise you to use your best judgment for categorising these. Page 5 is an easy one, where all you have to do is select from the drop-down list whether you have debris to report or if your dive site was free of debris. Reporting debris-free sites are just as important as collecting debris, as this helps with building a global picture of where marine debris is found. If your survey was free of debris, when you click Next, you will skip out page 6 and go straight on to page 7. But I'm going to select that I have debris to report. When this is selected, you see that 2 additional fields appear regarding the weight of the debris that was recovered. This can be either estimated or measured, but if you have a scale available, measured is better and more accurate. Next, choose the units, either pounds or kilos, and enter the weight. Now for page 6 and adding the types of debris items that you recovered. As the debris item numbers on the app and the data card are the same, a really quick and easy way to enter your items is to search for these numbers in the search bar at the top. The category will then appear and you can add the amounts. When adding in for category 22, which is fishing line, please note that this is pieces of fishing line that were found and not the estimated length or weight. So I found 5 pieces of fishing line, therefore I'm going to enter 5. If you are not sure what category an item should go in, you can also type the words into the search bar and all the categories available will appear. For instance, I need to enter in a plastic grocery bag. If I search for bag, I can choose from 6 different categories that bags are found in and select the most appropriate category. In this case, it comes under category 1. If you have a piece of debris that does not seem to fit in any category, this can be added in the other section down the bottom. For instance, I found 3 pieces of tinsel, so I can go ahead and add that in this section. Page 7 is for if you encountered any entangled animals during your survey. If you did, please try to be as specific as you can, adding the species name, the condition the animal was found, either dead, injured, or released unharmed, as well as the piece of debris it was entangled in. If you enter anything into these fields, then all the other fields are also required. For example, during my survey I found a crab. As I don't know what species, I'm just going to insert crab. It was able to be released unharmed and it was found entangled in some fishing line. If you happen upon multiple animals that have become entangled, you can press the plus over the right side of the screen and put however many you need. Once you have finished, press the back arrow in the top left corner and you can enter animals for different categories if needed. Lastly, on to page 8. This is for any additional information that you may want to add to your survey, such as if you were aware of any events that could have contributed to the marine debris you found. What was the most unusual item you recovered? And what were the particularly problematic debris items at your dive site? These fields aren't required, but it is nice information to have to provide the whole story for your records, as well as for anyone looking at your submission. This is also the place where you can add any photos of the debris you collected, the participants who helped with the underwater survey, or any underwater photos from the dive. As mentioned previously on the first page, this is where you can credit any snorkelers, freedivers or helpers on the land. Now you're ready to submit the data. If you are not in range, you can press the X button and your data will be saved in the draft. If you do this, remember not to close or log out of the app as your draft will not be saved. Once you are within Signal, you can go ahead and submit your data. If you have not filled in one of the required fields, a message will appear stating how many errors are in your survey data, and the pages where these are found are highlighted in red. You can then go back through these pages and fill in the missing fields. Once a survey is submitted, the survey will move into the pending folder until your survey has passed quality review. The quality review process is completely manual and usually done within a week, but please bear with us as sometimes this can take a little longer. Also, please bear in mind that if your survey is submitted over the weekend, then we will not get to quality reviewing it until at least Monday. When your survey has been approved and you would like to repeat a dive against debris survey at the same location, you can replicate the survey information. This can be found on each survey in your approved list, or if you click on the survey. When you view your approved surveys, you also have the option to share this survey on social media. This is a great way to share the data with the participants, as well as advertising your conservation efforts to others. If you have any questions about conducting a survey, you can access the Dive Against Debris toolkit from the menu in the top left of your screen. This will take you to our website, where you can download the survey guide, data card, marine debris ID guide, and much more to help make your surveys as easy as possible. If we just head back to the app, you can also access your data stats from the menu bar. This includes total items and total weights reported from all your surveys combined. And there you have it, everything you need to know about submitting data from the Project Aware app.